me try to recreate that voice.
Okay.
Noise confirmed. Door's wide open. It's wide open.
Well, life has nearly killed me, and my mind has put me on the edge. Life has nearly killed me, and my mind has put me on the edge. Though I can barely crawl, I've got to walk where these angels' feet are tread. Darkness nearly drowned me. Sunlight alone, don't it burn my eyes? Darkness nearly drowned me, and the sunlight alone, don't it burn my eyes? This valley is much too deep, and this mountain so very high. My cup is nearly empty. I got such a long, long way to go. My cup is nearly empty. I got such a long, long way to go. I got to lay down here and rest before I can take another step down that lonesome road. Where the darkness nearly drowned me, the sunlight burned my eyes. This valley is much too deep.
Welcome back to another episode from the Ghost Texas crew. As always, be sure to let them know in the comments below if you see or hear anything they may have missed.
So I'm going to come in this room. The first room we started in.
Yeah.
And instead of coming out, I'm just going to keep going around.
Ghost Texas was the first paranormal investigation team to explore and film the John J. French Museum. Their investigation aimed to uncover any potential supernatural activity within this historic site. The team's exploration will hopefully provide a unique glimpse into the museum's mysterious past.
Really dark, so we're going to go ahead and everybody, did you hit record?
Yep. So, welcome to the 1845 John J. French Museum. I am standing in the dog trot right now. This contains the only original paint still left in the home. So up here on the ceiling, it was painted with indigo and buttermilk. John J. French painted that for two reasons. One reason was because it kept birds and bugs away because they thought it was the sky. But another reason was because he was a spiritualist. Spiritualists believed that spirits couldn't cross bodies of water, so he thought it would help him keep ghosts out of his home. So as I walk into the parlor, just want to point out the family Bible in the corner. Now the family Bible has a little bit of drama surrounding it, a little bit of mystery, because there is one member of the family that we absolutely know nothing about. Electa Jane II was the French family's oldest surviving daughter. So Electa Jane I, she was about 6 months when she passed away. And one family Bible, Electa Jane I and II, it says died at birth by both of their names. which we know is not true. And in another family Bible, her name is just crossed out entirely. So we do not have any concrete proof of any of this. This is all just kind of things that were passed down through family members. But we think that Electa Jane met a man that her father did not approve of. And we think it happened when the family was coming over to Texas to start their original homestead in the Taylor's Landing area. And we think she decided to be with him, and John said that she was dead to him and completely cut her out of the family. And then over here is my favorite piece on the wall. This is called hair art. This is all made of human hair. I know it's a little difficult to see, but there's a ribbon at the bottom and a metal curly piece coming off the side. That is the only two pieces in that is not human hair. It was also called funeral art too, because when a person passed away, they don't need their hair. So you would just cut it off and send it to be made into art. And then right here we have John's music box. He was gifted this music box on his 12th birthday, which would have been 1811, and it does still work. And then next we're going to walk into John's office where the magic happened. So this is John's office. John was a tanner and he ran a trading post, and he kept very, very detailed ledgers of all of the transactions that happened at the trading post. So in here we have his cigar mold. They tried to grow tobacco, very quickly realized it wasn't going to work in Southeast Texas, so they switched to rice. They were credited as the first to successfully grow rice in the area. Then we also have the powder horn and keg. Because they were out here on 400 acres by themselves, it was very heavily wooded. They needed protection. So there are guns in every room above every door. And this gun that's above this door, legend has it that a Civil War soldier used that gun as a crutch to walk all the way home from Arkansas, or I believe Arkansas to Beaumont. So, not sure if that's true, but it's a pretty cool story either way. And we'll also talk more about why they needed protection whenever we go up to the second floor. So we are in the upstairs. Now this was kind of a multi-purpose room over its history. David and his wife, Amelia, lived here while their home was being built right across the street, and then the same for John Jr. and his wife, Frances. We've got this really cool quilting rack over here. This is where ladies would sit around, gossip, talk about who's who. And then if they wanted more space in the room, all they had to do was pull the ropes and it could go straight up to the ceiling and make more room. We have different variations of walking wheels right here, and then of spinning wheels, and then the big one is actually French family item. That's a walking wheel. And this room also has another interesting piece of history. So I talked earlier about the need for protection. Now, after the Civil War, there were people that came to the South to take advantage of the devastation. They were called carpetbaggers. There was one such carpetbagger. His name was Charles Parmenter, but they called him Charlie Yank because he was a Yankee. So Charlie Yank had kind of been a thorn in Beaumont's side for a while. He was going around to different people's houses and robbing them, and he put on this act that he was a clock tinkerer, so he could gain access into your home. And really what he was doing was scoping the place out so he could come back and rob them. So he got it in his head that John French had all of this gold from trading with Native Americans, which wasn't true. But Charlie thought that it was true, and he thought he was gonna be rich after he robbed Mr. French. So he comes to the French house and he does his usual act where he comes in and, repairs any clocks or watches or anything like that. But he stopped on his way out and he talked to one of the servants. Now, I don't know if this man was a formerly enslaved person or not, but he was very loyal to the family and the family was very loyal to him. His name was Uncle Stroud. Charlie stopped Uncle Stroud and talked to him about his plan. And he basically asked Uncle Stroud, if you can open the door for me later and let me come in the house, then I'll split the loot with you after I'm done robbing them. So Uncle Stroud agreed, but then when Charlie finally left, he told the family of Charlie's plan. So they devised a plan of their own. They gathered a posse of men, prominent young men from the Beaumont area, and they were going to hide and wait for Charlie. So there's a couple of different accounts as to where the men actually were. We're not sure if they were downstairs or upstairs, but there was a group of men hiding in this house, and Uncle Stroud goes along with Charlie's plan. So the night comes, he opens the door for Charlie, and then Charlie starts walking up the stairs that we just came up. Charlie got to about the top landing, and we're not sure if somebody called out to him or if somebody made a noise and he just heard them, but he spun around and he had a gun in one hand and a hatchet in the other. So his intentions weren't good either way. But in that instance, everyone fired on him and shot him. We're not sure if he technically died right then or if it took him a while, but the rest of the story goes that his body was thrown out the window from the second floor, and they waited for law enforcement to arrive. When law enforcement arrived, they were ultimately cleared of any wrongdoing for, self-protection. There's a couple of different ideas or possible locations where Charlie is actually buried, because we have absolutely no idea. They did not mark his grave, and they didn't want to mark his grave. We heard one story that said he was buried right outside the family cemetery, and another that said Miss Sally did not want him buried on her property, so they went to the edge of the property line and buried him just beyond that. But either way, Charlie is nowhere to be found to this day. So we are now in the kitchen, which you will notice is a completely separate building from the house. This is because the risk of fire was so great that if the kitchen caught on fire, they didn't want to burn the rest of the house down. This is where the family would have eaten their meals. We have it set up in a much fancier setting than what they would have actually had day to day. But over here behind me is the only original item in this particular room that belonged to the French family, and it's this cracker jar that's on the bottom shelf right here. And then this is the separate kitchen area in here. In here we have some original pieces from the family. So we've got this butter mold that has the stick on top, that belonged to David. We have this bread bowl that was made by John Jr. and David and given to their mom. And then this pie safe. This pie safe was actually made by John J. French for Sally, and I'll give you a second to see if you can spot where the imperfection is. So it's actually right here. See how that flower is unfinished. So we also have in here a sharpening knife and a whetstone that belonged to the family. But the kitchen, unfortunately, it did burn down at one point, so a lot of artifacts were lost to time.
So yeah, my husband works here at the museum as a grounds and maintenance technician. So he kind of keeps the grounds looking good. He fixes anything that is happening at the museum. If anything breaks, he fixes it. So that's their guy. So he has a little shed over here on the property that he keeps all his stuff in, that he works out of and hangs out in when he doesn't have anything going on. And so he's had a few instances happen. One time he was sitting at his little desk that he sits at. It was quiet, nothing was going on around the grounds or anything, and he was just scrolling on his phone, and then he heard a whisper in his ear that asked him it was what are you doing? It was like a grungy man's voice, and it was kind of it was what are you doing? Why did you stop working? Because I think he had been working kind of all day and he was taking a break. So it was why did you stop? Yeah. And that's happened on 2 occasions. 2? 2 occasions, yes.
Both in the maintenance shed?
Both in the maintenance shed.
Okay.
Same thing happened. He had stopped working for the day, taking a break, and a voice in his ear. It's very close in his ear too, whispering. So that happened. And then a couple occasions he's heard running or walking around the shed. Like he'll hear it.
On the outside or the inside, or did he tell you?
I think it's on the outside.
On the outside, okay.
He didn't specify. I know he heard some the other day, like on Thursday the other day.
Okay.
And it's not like animals, because animals is kind of like scurrying, you know. This was like someone was running or walking.
Like heavy footsteps.
Yes,
okay.
like obvious.
Okay,
footsteps.
not a cat or a dog.
No,
yeah.
no, like it was like obvious footsteps. Yeah, so it freaked him out both times. Both the whispering and the footsteps freaked him out, and he's very sensitive, so he kind of like to the paranormal, so he kind of just ignores it.
Have you had any experiences here?
Yes, so in the actual museum itself, it's usually alarm issues that we have. So the alarm system in the house is much newer than the alarm system in the office, and I want to say it's definitely less than 20 years old. It also very recently was fully updated, had everything, you know, all the batteries changed, things like that. So usually we'll start having alarm issues if something sets off one of the sensors, one of the motion sensors in there. It'll call the alarm company and they'll call me and they'll say, hey, this is where the motion happened, this is the zone, things like that. And 9 times out of 10 I'll have to come check it out just to be sure. It usually will happen in succession, so I'll get maybe a couple alarm calls in a week and then nothing for several months. And yeah, it's quiet. And usually it happens at night, usually around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And, you know, it's just weird that it'll happen and then it'll stop for a long time. And that's actually one of the most documented things from all of the past assistant directors have all had alarm issues.
So it's been going on a while.
Yeah, so there was one assistant director who came one night because she got the phone call and then the police met her out here too. And they went to go open the door and they said something slammed itself against the door from the inside. And the museum was fully locked up. There was no way anybody could have been in there.
Yeah.
And then a couple of nights ago, we had an alarm call. It was about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And we did have some pretty intense wind that day. However, you saw yourself how securely that door is locked back there.
Yeah.
Both of the doors were blown open and the weather stripping at the bottom was completely torn away.
But nothing else was damaged.
No.
Because I noticed the locks, they go in the ground and so none of that was damaged. So they would have had to have been, and we'll show, you know, what this door looks like and the locks that we're talking about, but you would have to manually pull them up and pull them down for these doors to come open.
And not only that, there are 2 other locks on the door as well. So the one that is opened by the skeleton key, you'd have to go get the skeleton key from this front door, use it to unlock the door in the back, and then physically unlock the other one.
The Ghost Texas crew wanted to let the cameras roll for a couple of hours with everyone off the property. This is what they captured.
We're out.
sounds like something heavy sliding across the floor. Right here you can hear an unexplained bang in the house. These footsteps sound heavy, as if someone is coming up the stairs. You can hear some unexplained movement in the kitchen area. Did you hear the man's voice in this room? This sounds like a woman mumbling from somewhere inside the house. Out of nowhere, 7 of the 8 cameras the Ghost Texas crew set out started dying one by one.
We came in here to check battery life, okay? And we made it this far in. Come here.
This is what happened to the Ghost Texas crew when they returned to the museum.
They're probably wondering what we're doing here. Okay.
So we're coming in, and as he's coming in, I'm sitting here just kind of looking around, right?
And I'm checking the cameras.
And I see my shadow. I see my shadow right here. I'm like, oh God, kind of scared me at first.
Yeah.
And that's what made me look this direction. And then I saw a shadow bolt in front of the fireplace. And I said, Tito, Marcos, go back and forth. And mind you, at this time, we thought this camera was still running. These cameras were still running because we hadn't had a chance to check the cameras yet.
Yeah.
So we thought these cameras were still running. So I had him go back and forth, to kind of move to see, and the only shadow he was casting was right here with mine. And as we're testing that, I see something run in front of the window. So he goes and checks, and it's too tall to be a dog, a raccoon, anything like that. So I had him go back and forth. I can't even see him. So we come in here, and I'm like, okay, I need to get my mind right because I'm just seeing a bunch of shadow play. So we come over here. We're checking batteries on the GoPros. We're both in this room right here, and we hear a woman talk.
Yeah.
All we heard was it was clear as day it was a woman. I couldn't tell what was said. I don't know if you did.
I couldn't tell what was said either, but it was a woman's voice.
It was a woman's voice.
Unbeknownst to Patrick and Marcos, during abandonment, a woman's voice was caught on camera in the house. It sounded exactly like what they had heard.
To me, it sounded like it came from upstairs. It was definitely in the house. It was isolated in the house. It was a woman's voice. I need to go back and look at the IR camera because at this point, when all this is going on, all the cameras are dead. So I went and turned on the IR camera. I'm like, I'm not letting anything else happen without having a camera ready. Then we checked the cameras. We came in the kitchen. Follow me.
You can see the excitement in Patrick's face with everything that has happened so far.
I ain't going nowhere without this. And I'm going to go back and look at the footage. So I might be getting pumped up about this one.
Yeah.
But we're going to check and see.
Yes.
He's checking the battery life on that camera. I'm checking the battery life on this camera. As I'm checking this right here,
It was completely open.
it does that. We both hear it because he comes running in here because we can hear the
creak.
Yeah, it's not doing it now.
It's not even creaking now.
But as I turned around, this is what I saw. As I turned,
Well, then it would have closed and opened because earlier it was open.
that's what we heard.
That's what we heard.
Oh, wow. Because it was like that earlier.
Well, we're gonna see if maybe that caught something.
Yeah, hopefully my big head wasn't in here because I was messing with this camera.
Hopefully it
and
catches it
checking
because it's at an angle that it could miss
Yeah.
it.
What
Yeah.
were you saying about seeing something outside of a window?
Between here.
Like
So
shadows.
between the kitchen, it looked like somebody passed in between the kitchen and the house.
Saw that windowsill?
Yes.
Okay.
But from where I saw it, it was so dark. I mean, it's hard to see. Well, I'll show you. We'll do a little experiment. I'll kind of show you. So yes, all this is going on right now. So
But the thing that's got us both is pretty much we haven't checked upstairs yet.
It's only 7:45.
But
yeah,
every camera battery's dead. Like that one, you can't press any button. It's not even doing anything.
And they haven't been running that long.
No, they have not.
no, because they all should be.
They're sucking all the...
Those are brand new. Those
The
are
pop
12.
stop is there.
This would be the two.
No, I wanted to show you. Oh, see, it was a lot further along.
Yours actually
new ones are nice
showing
with the front.
2%.
I love it. So yeah, so I want to check here because I had the camera when I was walking in this room. I had the camera, so I want to see where that was positioned.
Yeah. I mean, even if it was positioned about right here, that's what we heard. But when we both turned and looked, by the time we turned and looked, it was all the way open.
Put it about halfway
We already did this
and
test.
move up and down.
Hold on.
Like move up and down on the floor.
Yeah, I did. We did that too. We were testing it.
Yeah.
Because that's the first thing I thought of. I was like, okay, this must be like
Yeah.
real sensitive to the floorboards.
No, it's not.
Here is the footage of what happened to Patrick and Marcos.
So we just came back. We are in the kitchen area, checking the battery life on these.
Which one power's on?
The one on the side.
No, that's like a big. It's not even doing anything. Is that one still on?
Yeah. Where was that? So we just came back. We are in the kitchen area, checking the battery life on these.
Which one power's on?
The one on the side.
No, that's like a big. It's not even doing anything. Is that one still on?
Yeah. What was that?
After the Ghost Texas crew reviewed the footage, it was clear that Patrick didn't touch the door to the pie safe. However, they couldn't rule out the possibility of other factors being at play. Unfortunately, they couldn't claim this as paranormal activity.
And then I got 2 more batteries for, I think, the ones upstairs. I'm not sure. Were the ones upstairs 12s?
Yes.
Now it's time for the guys to start changing out batteries so they can begin their investigation.
Oh yeah, we have one, but is that a 12?
I don't think it is. I think it's an 8 in the kitchen.
Okay, we need batteries for that one.
I think Melvin was getting the one for the 8 battery.
Okay, I'll do that.
Hey,
I'll go up with you.
Was this light on?
We might have turned it off.
I think it was on. There's a little dial on the side.
Where?
Go up and down with it.
The guys headed back to base camp to gather some supplies, and here's what happened while they were away. For this light to turn on or off, you have to manually turn a dial. This footage is exciting and unexplained. You can't make this stuff up, folks. Around the same time in the kitchen, something very similar happened. You have to also turn a knob to operate this light. This too shouldn't be going off on its own.
I have this too.
Heck yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, and we got an EMF. Boy, we got all kinds of stuff.
Oh.
Why are we getting a reading like that?
It was 3.
There's no electric in here though.
There's not.
The jackery. Yeah, but that's not.
That's not. Well, it's not even
Let me
here.
go from the other angle. It's across the room. Unless there's something running under the ground. There's not.
No.
Look.
It's the table. It's the potatoes.
Specifically right like in this area.
Oh,
There's nothing.
wow.
There's nothing electronic here. I mean, this isn't gonna do that.
No. It almost went up to the
Pat, pick up your REM pod real quick.
Is it your, is it any of your electronics? Like your, well, no.
Can you flip that switch?
I'm away from it.
It wouldn't be the walkie-talkies, right?
Mm-mm.
It went up all the way to 4.
Yeah, cause like, look.
It's like nothing.
It's the ghost of the turkey.
Is it still?
Oh, I jumped.
Yeah, but it's not as.
Okay, well, go ahead and explain what we're doing in here and what's going on. What happened?
So we're in the kitchen here at the John J. French house. Earlier, Patrick and Marcos, aka Tito, were coming in here to check on all the cameras after we took a break. And in the house, all the cameras basically died. And then when they were in here, the door to, I guess it's like a pantry cabinet.
Pie safe.
What is it?
Pie safe.
Pie safe. It kind of opened on its own, so we thought maybe there was some activity here. There were also some shadows being seen in and outside of the windows. So we've got an SLS running. We've got the REM pod running. We've got this new lamp that we're introducing. It's touch lamp. And we've got an EMF and another SLS. So, and I've got a digital recorder too. So we are going to try our best to see if we can reach anyone. And let's start off with something simple. If you're here, you see this device here that this guy is holding? All right, we're going to set this down. We're going to move away from it. And you hear how it's ringing right now? If you come touch it, it will ring like that. So try to use your energy to touch that device, and let's see if we can communicate with you.
That one's still going off the K2.
We're seeing a lot of movement here with this K2 meter.
K2 meter, or electromagnetic field meter, is a device that measures ambient electromagnetic fields using probes or sensors. K2 meters are often used in paranormal investigations. It is used to detect unexplained fluctuations in EM fields manifested by spirits.
And make that light up and sound off.
Maybe we try putting the REM pod over on this side.
Yeah, we could.
Okay.
All right, if you're the one that was lighting up that device over there, see if you can light up this one instead.
It's a wild question. This table. Do we know where it came from?
I don't think it's an original French family piece because the kitchen did burn down at one point. But I would have to look through the records.
Okay. Yeah, no worries, no worries. I just didn't know.
But it is antique.
Stop
So that might be
so that we
something.
have it saved. Okay, real quick.
Wow.
This is already at 10% power.
We just took this off the charger and plugged it in.
Now, because a lot of these objects didn't belong to the family and they're still
Let me turn
from
it off.
that time period, I wonder if anything
Could be anyone.
could have attached to any of these objects.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing with this. Like when we did the jail and the schoolhouse was not original to the property, nor were any of the contents that came from people from all over the city.
Due to limited time at this location, the Ghost Texas crew shifted their investigation to other parts of the museum.
The look on his face.
All right.
He's like secretly actually streaming Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Let me know when you hit record on that.
The crew went upstairs of the John J. French house to do a spirit box session. Here's what happened.
Hi. Was that hi?
You say it's ready?
A spirit box is a device used in paranormal investigations, typically consisting of a modified radio that rapidly scans through various frequencies, creating a stream of white noise. It is believed that spirits can manipulate this noise to form words and communicate with the living.
All right. Recording. This is upstairs.
So the gap.
So? The
I thought it said so. Yep.
So the gap, are they talking about down there?
Okay, well, what are we gonna gossip about?
A crook that was trying to come up the stairs.
A crook.
This is kind of...
Were any of you a witness to the crook who came in? Is he here?
What about elected Jane?
Fur.
Was that a confirmation about Electa Jane?
Towards.
You said I can sit in this? Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, ladies, but I'm going to join y'all at your quilting table.
Cordial, man.
Cordial, man. All right. Whoever is here, can you please state your name?
I'll go by the.
Sally, do you miss Electa?
Which was
Wish it wasn't here. Wish it was here. What?
That was creepy.
Yeah, that sounded backwards.
Can you tell us that again? We couldn't quite make out what you said.
Oh, that was going off.
I was about to say it's coming off a little bit.
The K2s? Yeah, it sure is.
He likes Carly.
Is someone setting off the K2 meter? Can you light that up more?
Oh, this is about to completely die.
It's like-
So we should hold on doing a session until.
Oh, no.
Maybe I should just run back over there real quick with y'all and get a battery for this.
We can do that.
And
I'll just hang out here.
As Patrick, Melvin, and Carly head back to base camp, Turner and Morgan stay behind to do an EVP session. Melvin and Marcos will begin their investigation at the family cemetery.
That's you moving it.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm still gonna hold it, but just so I can steady my hands.
But whatever.
The structured light sensor camera, or SLS camera, emits hundreds of infrared beams. These beams create a stick figure representation of the subject it is directed at. If a stick figure appears in a location where no person is present, it might indicate the capture of a ghostly figure on camera.
Is anyone from the French family here with us? You can come and speak directly into that, and we'll be able to play it and hear you. Or you can come close to this device here. If you come close to it, I'm going to assume that's a yes, that you understand. If it stays blinking like that, I'm just going to take that as a base reading. So that means nothing. Or you can come over to this ball right here and touch it, make it roll. And when you do that, it's going to light up. And I'll consider that to be a yes. Can you do any one of these things?
All right, folks, let's go check in on Melvin and Marcos investigating the French family cemetery.
is there anybody here with us? I know these devices might seem kind of scary, but I promise you they're absolutely safe. We're just trying to say hello. Even if it's not John J. French, is there anyone here that would like to say hello to us? Are you tired? Are you resting? Would you like us to leave? It's kind of chilly out this evening.
Are you warm? We're not getting anything here, but if you want to go with me to the kitchen, we can. Do something there instead. Before we leave, would you like to say anything? Could you understand it? Can you repeat that? You can still say hello. We're still here.
Yeah, we got the K2 meter to go up to yellow a couple times, but only like once or twice.
It's been pretty quiet.
Yeah, nothing's happened.
What are y'all thinking?
It's still super early in the night.
What time is it?
Like barely midnight.
It's 11:45.
Yeah, it's not even midnight.
I heard that.
At this moment, Patrick and Morgan heard a noise coming from downstairs.
What are y'all thinking?
It's still super early in the night.
What time is it?
Like barely midnight.
It's 11:45.
Yeah, it's not even midnight.
I heard that. Hey, is someone coming in the house?
What did you hear?
There's the thump. You know what it sounded like, honestly? The doorknob.
Yeah.
That little bitty doorknob. I'm gonna try to recreate it. Y'all stay up here and you stay up here and listen. What were you thinking?
Well, John was into spiritualism, yeah?
Yeah,
They used knocks to communicate.
they did use knocks. So let me try different things and see if that matches that noise.
Okay.
And you know what us three can do? We have cameras, we have candles, we can have a seance.
You know,
Us three.
that's something else. Maybe because of him using knocks and stuff, maybe he doesn't want to use this stuff and he wants to do something like that where he
Something he's more familiar with.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
So maybe we could try that where we ask him to make a noise or a knock instead of using this stuff.
Let me try to recreate that noise.
Okay.
Okay, noise confirmed. Door's wide open. It's wide open.
During the paranormal accounts interview with Carly, she mentioned these doors have opened before on their own. Unfortunately, the Ghost Texas crew didn't have a camera facing the door at this time.
Or hold on, let me try closing it and then opening it. All right, door is securely closed.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Given the activity happening at the John J. French house right now, one might wonder if the spirit box responses Marcos and Melvin are about to receive are related.
Feel free to talk as we walk. Watch for those pile of branches there. Would like to hear what you have to say. What did it say?
Could this be a spirit letting the guys know that whoever opened the door at the John J. French house ran away after opening it?
What about this tree here? Is there something about this tree? What did it say?
Could this also be a spirit telling Marcos and Melvin that they shot Charlie Yank, who tried to rob the French family?
You do.
Do what? Is the person saying do it the same person that was telling me to do it at the jail in Cold Spring, Texas? Are you telling me to do it again?
Back at the house, Patrick, Morgan, and Turner sat down in the parlor room to conduct a seance, hoping to communicate with anyone willing to make contact.
See, isn't this pretty cool? Look, you can come touch it. Why don't you try?
And the candles are magic.
It's flickering.
Did you guys hear that? That whistle?
Yeah, I heard that.
All of them are. So you can come and make that go off. It's all a magic trick.
Let us know if we're in the wrong room. Tell us. You can knock on something in a different room. We'll come in there. And if you don't want us in the house, let us know. Open the front door if you don't want us in the house.
No. If you want us in a different room, I just saw a shadow
Where?
in the hallway. Just right here.
Okay. Nice.
By the door?
Yeah.
So that's where
It just jumped. Okay, if you are by the door, can you come and touch this and make it light up? If you want us to go that way. If you want us to go into the other room, can you touch this ball that's on the floor? We're trying to communicate with you in the best way that would make you feel comfortable.
Where do you want it? Anywhere over there that can face the door or in that room by the window. Anything.
Oh, okay.
Or just make sure it's pointed up enough.
Yeah.
Hit record as well.
We understand you probably don't want us in this house, and that's okay. But we honestly just want to tell the world your story. For us to do that, you have to come communicate with us.
We've given you a lot of options.
sun was settling, or yeah.
It's a rocking chair.
That honestly sound like footsteps. Little.
It's like someone trying to slowly walk.
Yeah.
I'm coming around the corner. Are you in here? I see you, Patrick.
It's flickering in here multiple times.
We heard you walking. This moving picture that's in my hand shows me where you are.
You just have to walk in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I got it up to.
Oh, it's you.
I got it up. It was all the way up to yellow for a second right here. For like a couple seconds, and then it disappeared. Is that me? Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know either. That was weird.
It might be me. It's definitely not that.
Mm-mm. That's you.
I don't know if it is because I've touched it near all my eyes. I took a footstep.
I heard that on camera. I know I did.
What?
Talking upstairs.
At this moment, Patrick was at the bottom of the stairs filming with his cell phone. He heard someone talking up on the second floor. Here is a replay of what he caught.
That was weird.
It's
Stop.
I got that on camera. I know I did.
What?
Talking upstairs. I had to.
That was weird.
It's
I don't know either. That was weird.
It might be me. It's definitely not that.
Mm-mm. That's you.
I don't know if it is because I've touched it near all my eyes.
After checking upstairs, Patrick, Turner, and Morgan went to base camp to review the footage. As they were uploading the video for review, Turner went to the kitchen with Marcos and Melvin for one last-stitch effort to communicate with the spirits of the John J. French house.
Just in case you didn't hear us a moment ago when we were in that other room, I'm Melvin. This is my nephew Turner, my brother Marcos. And we are just here to say hello and have a conversation with you.
Is the woman from earlier still here?
Vivian?
What did he say?
Vivian? Something with a Vivian?
Vivian? Hi.
Hi.
Is this Vivian? Try again. What? Is Vivian the correct name? That was weird.
Would you like me to sit in the other room?
What do you think about this cold weather? Someone did. Camera. Up there. We're only going to be here for a few more minutes. Might not ever be back again. If you want to talk to us, now is the time to do it. Say devil?
Devil.
Who's the devil? Why would that be the only word coming through? I don't like that. I mean, it's kind of weird.
The guys didn't know it at the time, but an electronic voice phenomenon, or EVP, was caught on this camera's microphone. Take a listen to the replay to hear what they caught.
Say devil?
Devil.
Who's the devil? We're not. We aren't devils. We don't like the devil.
We're just normal humans.
We're friendly people. We just want to say hello. We're not associated with the devil. If that's what you thought.
We're just here to document. Let people know it's okay. Is the recorder dead too?
This one? This one died.
No, the other one.
The thing.
It was about to die too.
Oh.
That's why I stopped using it.
So we might as well just turn it off.
I say we pull the lights and everything from this room and take it back to the base.
No. That camera's dead too, isn't it?
Yep.
Alright, goodbye.
Leaving Houston at the break of dawn. Truck's old engine rumbles on. Got a call from Beaumont, spooky place. John J. French house, ghost to chase. Highway stretches, sky turns gray. Lonely road, just me and the clay. Haunted stories in the midnight air. Spirits whisper, but I don't scare. Ghosts on the highway, guiding my way. Ancient tales from a time gone astray. John J. French with secrets untold. Beaumont where the nights grow cold. Pass through towns where time stands still. Cotton fields and a windmill. Eyes on the road, but mind on the past. The spirits echo, a shadow cast. Pulled up to the house, moonlights glow. Shadows dance through the windows. Creaky steps and a chilling breeze. Ghostly whispers amongst the trees. Ghosts on the highway, guiding my way. Ancient tales from a time gone astray. John J. French with its secrets untold. Beaumont where the nights grow cold. Ghosts on the highway, guiding my way. Ancient tales from a time gone astray. John J. French with its secrets untold. In Beaumont where the nights grow cold.